The last episode, I flew down to Phuket to dive the Similan Islands and Richelieu Rock. My purpose was to get current with my dive certification, so I took the Advanced Open Water course and logged 14 open water dives. That brought me up to date so I could go after a long-held bucket list item to dive on the Great Barrier Reef. I wrote Sailing Papal, an Australian sailing channel I follow, and asked for their recommendation, and they said Mike Ball. So I booked my trip on SpoilSport beginning 4/12 to 4/18. But I made some fairly costly mistakes that I wanted to share with you. First, I knew there was a direct flight from Singapore to Cairns, but none of the search engines would route me that way, so I did it myself. I thought, boy, my clever. The total was about $500, so cheap. The problem was I only had 1.5 hours between flights. Could it be done? Absolutely not. I missed that second leg. Why? You have to collect your luggage and go through customs. I only took carry-on, but you still had to go through Singapore customs. It would have taken about 3 hours. Second, I didn't know I needed to register for travel in Australia and their online system called ETA. A simple procedure, but it had to be done before you arrived. With all my research and planning, I never ran into that requirement. Third, when I booked my passage on SpoilSport, it clearly said its itinerary was the Yongala wreck and Townsville. I had been searching a bunch of boats out of Cairns. Spirit of Freedom, Ocean Quest, and SpoilSport were some of those boats. But being unfamiliar with Australian geography, I just assumed they all left from Cairns. After I booked my trip, I searched for the marina where we were to board. It took a bit of searching because it was actually in Townsville, 4.5 hours south by car. Luckily, I discovered my error, so I got there in time to sail, but it cost me a couple of $100 extra. Other than that, and 36 hours with no sleep, it was flawless. Our first dive was the Yongala, one of Australia's most tragic maritime disasters and the largest, most intact shipwreck. The SS Yongala was a passenger steamship en route from Melbourne to Cairns when it hit a cyclone and sank off Cape Bowling Green, Queensland on the 23rd of March in 1911, 1 year before the Titanic tragedy. The lives of all 122 passengers and crew, as well as a racehorse named Moonshine and a Lincoln Red Bull, were lost, and the wreck lay undiscovered for nearly 50 years.
think I did it. Yeah. It's a long story. We just get to leave it here. Okay.
Richard here. Richard?
Richard is me.
Okay. And David and Joy? Absolutely.
Beautiful, isn't it? You know, that's one of the things that surprised me about Australia is how mountainous it is. Hilly. Really? Yeah, I didn't know that.
It feels like the mainland's flat. As it's all hills. There isn't.
Yeah.
Like everything's hills.
This was a good idea. I don't think I ever showed my room. Okay, AC. Just a drawers with all my stuff. Which worked. Very convenient. Bathroom. Shower. That was good. Very small but very comfortable, and I'm very glad there's not two of us in here. Okay, coffee time.
After the Yongala, we did a number of dives on a reef called the Helix. I used my new Insta360x3 invisible dive case, but the water clarity was only about 15 meters, and as you can see, the video is not very good.
So we want to start getting ready, popping those regulators in our mouth, checking we've got air in our jackets. I'm going to make that call very short. Everybody okay? Three, two, one, go!
We just did a dinghy drop to dive the Maua, the Museum of Underwater Art. Again, poor visibility, and I'm using the 360, but you will get the idea.
Whatever works.
Need a chiffon Vechangpao.
Alright.
You guys were great. You guys were so great.
All the best, Greg. Keep up with the diet.
Yes, yes.
Hey, Greg.
Thank you so much.
Alright, good. You're
Thanks for hauling me up.
always.
Bless you, bless you.
Thanks, Greg.
You're great.
Thank you. Thank you.
谢谢你啊，再过来玩呢。
Thank you, Greg. Pleasure.
Bless you, you're great.
Look after yourself, all right?
Will do. Bye-bye.
I hurt both my calves. It hurts to walk. And I got an ear infection that required an ER visit. Next up, Sydney and the motorcycle. If you want to see more, subscribe and give me a big thumbs up.